As we continue to reflect on the ANC's NEC meeting, which concludes in Boksburg today, where the Lekgotla will then take place from tomorrow. Part of the ongoing discussions, of course, have been focused on the party's performance at the May elections, where the party lost its electorate majority, leading to the formation of a government of national unity. The party has, however, warned members not to blame President Cyril Ramaphosa for the organization's dismal performance at the elections. Let's get some perspective now on this. So we're joined by political commentator and columnist Kenneth Mokgatlhe. Good to have you, Mr. Mokgatlhe, and thank you very much for your time. Collective responsibility approach, would that be helpful for the ANC coming out of this NEC to take that posture? Does it help them learn anything from why they performed so badly in the May polls?
Good morning, Tawen, to the audience. Thanks for having me. I think that the ANC have still not learned anything. I think there's just numbness. They are now shifting the blame to even the members, ordinary members at the branch level. But when you look around, during Thabo Mbeki's era, between 1999 and 2007, branches had significant role in the ANC than today. Today you have got branches which are existing only during conferences. Why were they not involved when or before the GNU was formed? So you can see that the branches are not playing a significant role anymore in the ANC, but the upper leadership wants to share the responsibilities or the problems with the lower structures of the party that is never involved in the decision makings of the party, which are very critical. So I don't think that will be very critical, that will be very necessary for collective sharing of the responsibilities in the ANC. I think what is also important, which the leadership of the ANC have emphasized, is the fact that the people are voting on issue-based. So people are voting, we're necessarily punishing the ANC because of poor service delivery where they are staying, because of load shedding, because they don't have water, the high skyrocketing unemployment levels, and other socio-economic related problems. So these are the problems that are, or responsibilities which are supposed to be carried out by your district municipalities, local municipalities. But the ANC have not really said anything on that. How are they going to make sure that we have got working and effective local government structures in South Africa? Because as we know it, it is collapsing, and they are not saying anything on that. Communities are without water today, so we can't blame President Ramaphosa for that. So for them to gain more votes, because as Nomvula Mokonyane, the DSG, has said, more votes were lost because people did not take part in voting. But we have got also a larger portion of South Africans who have not even registered to vote. So that shows that there's voter apathy. People no longer have confidence in the structures, institutions, and systems of government. Yeah. So it is the ANC which have led to that decay, where people have lost confidence in these institutions.
Now they've got a new irritation in the government of national unity called the Democratic Alliance, with Helen Zille now and again making some irritating comments. How is that going to help their situation, their cause and of recovery, I suppose?
I think it's not going to help. I think firstly we should applaud Fikile Mbalula, because as we know him, he was a bit irritating when it was starting, but now he's handling the situation very maturely. And we are seeing this irritation from Ms. Helen Zille, which is not helping. You even hear the ANC becoming impatient, saying you can leave when you want to leave. And it's not good. I think the DA should deal with the issues inside and try to reprimand her, not to take every chance or opportunity and address the media without resorting to use the structures that they have to discuss the GNU matters, because it does not augur well. And as the EFF has alluded, it might be true that the GNU might not last for the coming 2 years, and she's giving them exactly that. So I think there should be avenues wherein they are able to address their differences and not go to the media every time she does not agree agree with the ANC.
Former president of the party arriving at the meetings there, they asked him about the decision to expel former President Jacob Zuma. He says it's a good decision. It was not his, but he said it was a good decision nonetheless. The Zuma question, yes. Do you think this NEC would have handled that particular matter well, and they would want to put that matter behind them? Or is this something that still lingers, especially with the expressed view of former President Jacob Zuma saying he will remain a member of the ANC until he dies?
I think Zuma is one of the colossal major factor that the ANC is where it is today. And it is part of their problem that they never dealt with him in 2005 until just recently, where they fired him. They were supposed to deal with him at that time, but you had SACP, you had Julius Malema at the time with the ANC Youth League and other organizations or other wings within the alliance which protected him that time when former President Thabo Mbeki dealt with him. And he became a disastrous factor until today, where the ANC did not even manage to get 50%. And they were late, but it was long overdue. I think I agree with the president that they could have dealt with him that time. He was not even supposed to be the president of the ANC because they knew that he was always going to bring about disastrous results in the party. The party he took in a good state and he brought it to where it is today. It was during him where the party lost major metros in South Africa. And they never, as we know, in the ANC, it is very difficult for them to regain or make comeback, as we have seen in the Western Cape. They first lost City of Cape Town. Ultimately, they lost the province. We have seen that they have lost City of Tshwane. They lost City of Johannesburg, City of Ekurhuleni. And it is difficult for them to clinch them back. So we might imagine that in 2029, they are not going to even get 40%. They'll get lower than that. You even see the behavior of the SACP Secretary General, who wants to exonerate himself and his party from the failures of the ANC. And he's playing on that idea of forming a Labour Party or a Labour movement in 2029, which will contest the ANC, because he can see from distance that the ANC is not going to perform the way it has been performing. They are going to get less than 40% in 2029, because you can see that those members or those players in the GNU who are coming outside the ANC are doing very well, and they are marketing and selling themselves to the South Africans, and South Africans are happy with them. So it means that in 2026 local government elections, you'll have more people voting other parties other than the ANC, and in 2029 it will go on like that, because you can see that the message have not even arrived to the mayors and representatives of the ANC in government, as they have not even performed much better after the elections, because what we were supposed to see was that they were supposed to roll out projects to try and entice the public, but they have not done that. So it means that they are numb, and they are showing that arrogance that they have been showing. The message have not really arrived home.
Kenneth Mokgatlhe, appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on, political commentator and columnist there, Kenneth Mokgatlhe.